2009. We've had a few months off and we're getting back to work now on this MG. I've not done anything since the summer on it really, been working on some other cars. But I've just bought a sheet of metal and we're going to attempt now the most difficult job of welding that we've had to do in the whole car. We've got to recreate the back suspension hangers. So what I'm going to do is draw a template on the metal, cut it out, fold it up, cut the holes through it that need to be done to support the hangers, and then weld it to the bottom of the car.
Now of course the problem we have is these springs are tight up against the place where I need to weld the new thing in position. So I'm going to have to move these axle stands and allow this spring and the whole back axle to drop down so that I can get access to that. The only other way of doing it is to actually undo the springs from the axle, which I don't want to do if possible. What I'm going to do here is undo this damper at the back here, because that I think is one of the only things that's holding this spring in place. I'm hoping if I undo that the spring will drop low enough for me to get to this. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to undo the spring completely from the axle. Now that we've got the top bolts off the dampers, I'm going to have to undo the bottom ones now in order to move it, so it's not so easy. Just about get a spanner on there and have to whack it several times with a hammer to try and loosen it up. I've decided the way forward is to undo all these bolts underneath here and just see if we can get some movement on the suspension. The job's not helped by some idiot who's painted all the threads, of course, but there you go. Okay, I've undone all those bolts now and it is looking looser, so I'm going to knock these bolts up now and see if I can get some leverage on this suspension strip. Finally we've done it. That's the suspension strip there, lying on the floor, and now we've got access to this part that we've got to fix here. There we go, I've made the template here, put the two holes in for the hangers to go through, and I need to bend it now to the correct shape and possibly put a tube in the middle. 3 hours later I'm nowhere near ready to weld this part on, but what I have done is got this goes in the middle. It's like a strengthener, and I've got to weld that in the middle of the bracket that I've made. There we are, it's a bit of a nightmare. I don't know what's the best thing to do. There it is, I've started to try and weld it along that seam there. I'll work my way around the other side. It's, well, we knew it wasn't going to be an easy job, whatever we say. There she is, the result of hours of work. Don't know how good it is, it's not finished yet, but I don't even know if the thing will reach to it. That's where the thing's supposed to go to. So hopefully it will stretch that far, but anyway, we've had to go, haven't we? Can but try. I'll leave it for today because it's going dark and it's freezing out here. What's the other side needs doing at some point. There it is. Well, I've been out there for several hours now. It must be
6 hours preparing and welding, and we've made some progress, but it's been hard work. And whether that welding will hold or not, but of course I've lost the light now, I can't see what I'm doing. So I'll have to leave it for another week now and have another go, but time to make the tea as always.
I've decided I need to put a strengthener in there, so I'm going to drill a hole through there and up inside the car, put a big bolt through it just to give it some extra strength, because the way it is now, first time I go over a bump it'll be gone. Right, this is the difficult point now. We've got to try and get that hanger into here, so it's in the right position. So I'll have to jack this up and hopefully it'll move into the right position. There we go, that looks reasonably successful. That top of the hanger could do with just force it in a bit so that it's further away from the spring, but it doesn't look too bad. That now the difficulty is getting this all in line here, so that's the next job. Well, we're almost on, but it's just this middle bit here that concerns me, because that little rubber space, I think, has got to go through a gap there, and it's not gone through because it's not quite in the right place. So we're going to wrestle with this for a little bit longer before we tighten up the bolt at the bottom and try and get that just to sit in its right position. If we can do that, we're laughing. Well, at last we've been successful. I got a jack and I forced this anti-roll bar forward and then tightened up the bolts, and gradually the whole thing went into place. That's very important to get that in line, both sides, or the car of course won't go straight. That will be the correct position of it when the car's got its wheels on. So as you can see, it's got about ½ an inch clearance there, which is right. It seems to be holding firm at the moment, so that's good. And you can see we put new bearings on there. So now to the other side. Well, that's it for another day. Temperatures out here is about 1 or 2 degrees, so it's a bit cold.